Okay, for this week, we're looking at estimating decimal sums and differences. This is for grade 7 math. For question 1, we're estimating the sum or difference using the whole number parts of the decimals. So if we need to first think about, what does sum mean and what does difference mean? You'll come across these words often, so you need to know what they mean in a question. Well, sum means to add, so it's addition, and difference means to subtract. Okay, so whenever you find those two words in a question or a word problem, that's what they're expecting you to do. So the example here is they want you to look at the whole number parts. So if we've got 32.456 plus 6.71 plus 0.253, and if we are going to estimate it by looking at the whole number parts, then we need to think about, well, here's your whole number, right? 32 is our whole number. So that's going to be our decider. So in this case, it's going to stay the same. It's going to stay 32. Here's our whole number, which is 6, and that's our decider. Well, that's going to go up to 7. And here's our whole number, which is 0. That's our decider. Well, it's not going to change, so it's going to be 0. And we're going to add each of these numbers together to get a estimated answer. Now that we know that the sum is close to 39, and if we used a calculator, we would discover that that's true. So I want you to do let's do I together, just so you know. So if we've got 2.785 plus 3.76 plus 20.4. And if you remember what that little squiggle means, it means is approximately equal to. So is approximately equal to what? Well, here's our whole number. Let me change it to red so you can see again. Here's your whole number. That's your decider. It's going to round up to 3. Plus, there's your whole number. It's going to round up. 4. There's your whole number. It's going to round down. And just stay like that. Which would be equal to 27. Okay, so complete question 1A. For B, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to need to use a calculator afterwards. So if we look at, this was A, if we look at B, so if we've got 2.785 plus 3.76 plus 20.4, we're going to use our calculator. Do I have a calculator here? Nope. I'm going to use the calculator. I can't find it. Where's my search? I don't know where it went. Anyway, you're going to add them on your calculator to get the answer. And then you're going to decide, is it close to the actual answer? So in this case, I'll do it without a calculator. I'll just line them up. 2.785, 3.76, and 20.4. And I'll do zeros as placeholders. 5, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. So 26.9 is our actual answer. 945. And in A, we got 27 as our estimate. So is this close to your estimate from part A? Yes, yes it is. Okay, so then you're going to do that for each one for B. Pause your video and then move on. Okay, for question 2, it says estimate by rounding to the nearest tenth. Okay, so now we're looking at tenths. So the one was the whole number. We're looking at tenths. We're going to underline our tenth and circle our decider. So for example, if we had 2.877 plus 3.62, we could estimate this. So there's our tenths place and our decider. Tenths place, decider. So this is going to round up to 2.9. And this is going to round down to 3.6. So the sum is approximately 6.5. Okay, so you're going to do that for each one in 2A. And then for B, you're going to do the same thing. Are they close to your calculations, your estimate? If you use a calculator to add up what the actual answer is. And you can just write that beside each question. Yes, it was close. No, it was not. Okay? We'll move on to question 3. 3A, estimate by using the digits of the 2 highest place values. So for example, if we have 3.285 minus 0.76, we're going to use the 2 highest place values, because if we're subtracting, we need the first number to be the highest, right? So we wouldn't use a lower place value. So in this question, these first 2 are your highest. In your second one, these 2 are your highest. This is approximately equal to, well, this one's 3.3 minus 0. Point sorry, I made a mistake. So in this case, we're not going to round anything. We're just going to keep the number. We're just going to shorten it. So 3.2 minus 0.7 is approximately 2.5. Okay, so if we had another question like 0.546 plus 0.067, then we're going to do this as 0.54 plus 0.06, which is approximately 0.6. Okay, so what if we do a whole number one? So 4,356.75 plus 6,740.39. Okay, if we're just using the 2 highest place values, in this case, we've got these 2. In this case, we've got these 2. We're going to add them together. We're going to just fill in zeros afterwards. So 4,300 plus 6,700 is equal to 11,000. Okay. So these are our first two highest. Those were our first two highest. And that's what you're going to do for these next questions. You're going to just estimate by using the digits of the two highest place values. Okay? And then you're going to use a calculator afterwards and check each one. Is your calculation really off, or is it close? Well, because you've not rounded them, they're probably going to be a bit off. So that's what you're supposed to discover. Okay, now looking at question 4. So for greater numbers, you can estimate by rounding to the nearest 10, 100, or 1,000. So when we have whole numbers, like a number like 453, let's say 0.56. And this is really handy to do in a shop, for instance. If you're buying something, you can estimate how much money approximately it's going to be. Okay, so what is this approximately equal to? Well, in this case, I might decide, okay, I'm going to do 450. And this one I'm just going to keep. I'm going to round it up to 40, just to keep it really simple. Okay, and then my answer will be 490. So the actual answer will be close to 490. That's my estimation. Okay, what about if we have a number like 8,739.57 minus 2,476.82? Well, for this one, I think I'll just keep it at approximately 8,700. Take away this number. Well, that's pretty close to 2,500. And then that would equal, if I take them away, 6,200. Okay, so you're going to create a number that's easy for you to manage. And you can decide if you're going to round it to the nearest 10, 100, or 1,000, depending on how big the number is. Okay, and then again, you're going to calculate the sum and the differences using a calculator, and then use your estimates to check your calculations. Are you close? Are you not? So for question 5, use the 3 methods in question 1, 2, and 3 to estimate 4.768 plus 5.385. So what were the 3 methods we used? Well, the first one, the first method we used the whole number as a way to estimate. The second way so the first one was whole number, rounding to the whole number. Okay. The second method we used was to round to the nearest tenth. And then the third method was estimating by just using the 2 highest digits. So we're not rounding up or down, we're just using those first 2 digits. This is called trunking, where all you do is chop off the number. So I'm going to call it trunking. Right, and that's where we take a number like 3.257, and we just take the first 2 digits and then chop off those 2 numbers without estimating, without rounding up or down. Okay, so use those 3 methods in question 1 to 3 to estimate. So you're going to do all 3 methods. So for 4.768 plus 5.385. So first you're going to round to the whole digit. Actually, I'm going to not circle that because I haven't been circling that. You're going to do the whole digit, and then that's your decider. For this one, you're going to do tenths. That's going to be your decider. And for this one, you're just going to chop off these two numbers. And chop off those and add them and decide which one gets you to the closest answer. Okay, pause your video. Okay, so for question 6 to 12, these are all word problems. So you're going to have to really focus on the wording. Okay, so just for the sake of one question, I'm going to write out the question. So Anika wants 3 items that cost $15.79, $12.25. So this is a real life question. This is something you could come across because it's a money problem. And $37.50. Okay. So she has $65. Does she have enough money to buy all 3 items? So this is going to require you, I want to see some highlighting in your book. So the important things we need to know are these first 3 numbers. And we need to know that she has 65. Does she have enough money? So we're going to have to do 2 parts to this problem. So part 1, I'm going to round. So I've got $15.79. So let's say I'm going to round $15.79 to $16 plus $12.25. I'll round to $12 and $37.50. I'll round to $38, which is approximately 30, 40, 50. And then 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 2 is 16. Which is $66. So if she has $65, does she have enough money? Well, she's very close. So she might. This might require you to, work it out. But I would say yes. She potentially has enough money. But she might be off by a few cents. That's really close to what she actually has. So you could go either way. You could say yes or no. But because it's over by $1, maybe you would say no. Okay? So you would write a statement that says, no, she is slightly under. So she doesn't have enough money. Okay, so you're going to try questions 7 to 12, use a highlighter, and then work them out into your exercise book. Okay? And when you're finished that, you're done your math for today.